Hey everyone, thanks for being here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment where you're watching from. Let's get into it. Quick summary. A bartender takes a high-paying gig at an exclusive party, only to discover he's not serving drinks. He's on the menu. I knew something was wrong the moment I saw the wine. Deep crimson, almost black in the candlelight, that metallic tang hanging in the air. But it was the way the guests looked at me, that made my stomach drop. Like I was holding something precious. Let me back up 3 days. I was behind the bar at Rookery in downtown Portland when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Dalton Reed? Familiar voice. It's Vincent Aldrich. Vincent, my college roommate. 3 years of silence. What's up? I have a job for you. One night, $5,000. I froze. 5,000. The medical bills on my counter, collection calls, my mother apologizing for getting cancer. I'm listening. I'm hosting a gathering, very exclusive. I need someone I trust behind the bar, someone talented. He paused. You're still the best bartender I know. Something in his voice felt off, distant, but $5,000 is $5,000. When? Saturday. I'll text the address. Wear something sharp. I should have asked why someone would pay that much. I should have wondered what kind of party required that secrecy. But I needed the money. Saturday was cold and gray. I drove 2 hours east into the Cascade Range. Cell signal died. Roads became gravel, then dirt. Douglas firs pressed close, creating tunnels of shadow. Then I saw the gates, wrought iron, 12 feet tall, worked into patterns like thorns, open, waiting. The driveway wound through grounds that looked too perfect, stone fountains, silent, everything posed. Then the house appeared, Victorian Gothic, 3 stories of dark stone, towers with pointed roofs, narrow windows, gargoyles along the roofline, candlelight glowing inside. I parked next to cars worth more than I'd make in 5 years. All black or midnight blue. The door opened before I reached it. Vincent stood there, and success had changed him. Sharper, too perfect, black suit, dark hair styled back. When he smiled, his teeth were very white. Dalton, brother, you made it. His hug was brief and freezing cold. Inside, the temperature dropped further. Entry hall stretching up 3 stories. Black candles in iron sconces, burgundy walls, portraits seeming to follow movement. How many guests? 20, 25. Quality over quantity. His eyes looked darker in the candlelight. Important people. We walked through corridors. Library with impossibly tall shelves. Dining hall. Everything smelled ancient. The ballroom was massive. Vaulted ceiling with frescoes. Figures in ecstasy or agony. Chandelier covered in black candles. String quartet setting up. And my bar. Mahogany. Brass fixtures. Mirror backing. Shelves of bottles. Vincent selected a bottle. Thick, dark liquid. Handwritten label. What is this? Specialty vintage. Very rare. Only serve it in these. He indicated delicate crystal glasses. And Dalton? Don't taste it yourself. Footsteps echoed. His head snapped toward the sound impossibly fast. They're arriving. You're set? I nodded. Good. I'm glad you came. I hope we can reconnect tonight. He vanished. I prepped. The quartet warmed up. Outside, darkness fell. The first guests arrived at 8. Voices, musical laughter. Then they entered. Fashion magazine beautiful. Gowns worth fortunes. Perfect suits. Everyone flawless in a way that seemed wrong, and all pale, porcelain pale, glowing skin. A woman in black approached, auburn hair, green eyes in an impossible shade. Vincent promised us an artist. What can you make me? I built a Manhattan variant. Rye, vermouth, bitters, cherry juice. She sipped, her eyes closed. A sound escaped her throat. Exquisite. I'm Adrienne. Dalton, the way you move, confident. We're going to enjoy you immensely tonight. More guests. A man wanting a Negroni. Stronger, darker. A couple watching with unsettling intensity. Someone pointing to the special bottle. I poured carefully, viscous liquid. That metallic smell, copper, rust, something underneath. The guests drank deeply, eyes half closed. A drop remained on their lip. They licked it away, their tongue was too dark. My hands shook. The ballroom filled. Minor key music. Low conversations. I made drink after drink. Poured that special vintage 7 times, trying not to breathe the metallic smell. Nobody ate. Servers circulated with food. Nobody touched it. The temperature was freezing. Nobody seemed cold. And they watched me. Heads turning. Eyes tracking. Vincent appeared around 9:30. "How are you holding up?" "Good." "What's in that special bottle?" His expression flickered. "Family recipe. Very old. The smell is special. One of a kind." His hand on my shoulder, ice through my shirt. "You must be thirsty. One drink." "For old times." He poured wine. "To friendship," I said, raising the glass without drinking. Old bartender trick. His smile tightened. The night stretched. 10, 11. Music louder. Dancing that looked like violence in slow motion. I kept noticing things. Nobody breathed. Nobody blinked normally. Flames bent away from them. The special vintage never ran out. The glasses were always licked clean. Around midnight, 3 new people arrived. Human. Actually, human. A woman in a purple dress. A man in server's uniform. A blonde girl with wide eyes. Pray. The woman approached, hands shaking. "Vodka soda. Double. Rough night? This place. These people." She took a long drink. "I'm Iris, singer. My friend said there'd be networking, but they just look at me." The server, Ramon, moved through the crowd. Guests touched his hand. He looked uncomfortable. The blonde danced with a tall man, laughing. His hand gripped her waist possessively. Vincent's eyes met mine across the room. He smiled. The quartet played something like a requiem. Guests moved to the center, forming a circle. The humans were guided to join. Adrienne beckoned me. "Come, you're part of this." I left the bar, joined the circle. Vincent stood at the center. "Friends, thank you for joining me. I've planned this for months. Tonight is about indulgence, feeding our truest natures." Bodies pressed closer, no breath on my neck. "We don't have to pretend anymore." Laughter. "Enjoy yourselves. Everything here is offered freely." His eyes fixed on me. Every drink, every taste. The circle broke. Iris grabbed my arm. "Something's wrong. We need to leave." "What did you see?" "Victoria, the blonde. I saw a guest's teeth. Actually saw them." Ramon passed by, pale. "Did you see them eat anything?" "Not one person. And the temperature. Their eyes." Vincent appeared beside Ramon. "Ramon, my friend!" He steered him away, fingers digging into his shoulder. Iris gripped the bar. "I want to leave." I scanned the crowd, every exit casually blocked. 12:47 a.m., a scream. Everyone stopped. Ramon stood in a doorway, tray on the floor. I saw, in that room, someone, not moving, so much blood. Vincent crossed the space impossibly fast. "Ramon, what's wrong?" "The red room. Just art. Come, let me show you." He guided Ramon away. Vincent's voice. "See, just a sculpture." Ramon. "That's not." A thud. Silence. Vincent returned alone. Smile gone. Something ancient in its place. "Dalton, time we talked. Really talked." Guests formed a tighter circle. "Iris." Victoria scattered among them. "You were always clever. You've noticed by now that we're not quite right." "Vincent, I'm done pretending." His smile revealed sharper teeth. Longer. "It's exhausting." He blurred. Center of the room, then right in front of me. I hadn't seen him move. "We're having a party. Dalton. A very specific kind. And you're not the bartender." His hand touched my face. Ice. You're the main course." The world tilted sideways, not literally, but everything I thought I understood about reality shifted in that moment. Vincent's hand on my face, cold as marble, his teeth too sharp, his eyes too bright, the way he'd moved, impossible speed, defying physics. "You're joking," my voice came out weak. "This is some kind of elaborate joke?" Vincent's smile widened. "No, Dalton. This is very real. More real than anything you've experienced in your safe, normal life." Iris made a sound beside me, halfway between a laugh and a sob. "This isn't happening. This isn't—" "Oh, but it is." Adrienne appeared next to her, moving with that same unnatural grace. She ran a finger along Iris's shoulder, and Iris flinched. "We're vampires, darling. The real thing, not the sparkly fiction you've read about. We're predators, and you're prey." The blonde, Victoria, finally seemed to understand. She backed away from the man in gray, stumbling. No, this is insane. Vampires don't exist?" The man in gray caught her wrist easily. "Yet here we are." My mind was racing, trying to find logic in the illogical, trying to rationalize. The wine, that special vintage, that was blood. Vincent said it casually. Human blood, to be precise. Aged, treated, preserved. We've learned to make it last, to savor it like you'd savor a fine vintage. My stomach lurched. I'd been serving blood all night, pouring it into crystal glasses, watching them drink it with closed eyes and satisfied sounds. "Ramon," I managed. "What did you do to him?" Ramon saw something he shouldn't have. One of our earlier guests got a bit enthusiastic, left a mess in the red room. Poor Ramon walked in at the wrong moment. Vincent's expression was almost sympathetic. "Don't worry, he didn't suffer long." Iris's legs gave out. She sank to the floor, back against the bar. Oh God, oh God. "Why?" I asked. My voice sounded distant, like someone else was speaking. "Why did you bring us here? Why the charade?" "Because, Dalton, we're civilized." Vincent spread his arms, indicating the ballroom, the guests, the elegance surrounding us. "We're not monsters who snatch people from dark alleys. We have rules, traditions, standards." "This is a tradition?" Victoria's voice was shrill. "Luring people here to kill them?" "Not kill," Adrienne corrected gently. "Feed. There's a difference. And yes, this is tradition. An ancient one. Once a year we gather, we celebrate, and we hunt." The word hung in the air like smoke. Hunt. "Here's how this works," Vincent said, and his voice took on a ceremonial quality. "You have until dawn. That's roughly 6 hours from now. If you can escape this estate, reach the main road, you're free. You walk away with your lives and enough money to never speak of this night to anyone. And if we don't escape," I already knew the answer, "then you become food, or," Vincent's eyes gleamed, "if you prove exceptional, if you demonstrate qualities we admire, you might be offered a choice. Join us, become what we are, live forever in luxury and power." "That's not a choice," Iris said from the floor. "That's coercion." "It's more choice than prey usually gets," Adrienne said. "We're giving you a sporting chance, more than you'd give a deer before you eat it." I looked around the ballroom. 25 vampires, 3 humans, math that didn't work in our favor. "What about the exits?" I asked. "You said we could escape, but your people are blocking every door." Vincent checked his watch, an elegant piece that probably cost more than my car. "In exactly 5 minutes, all doors will be unlocked. All exits will be clear. You'll have free run of the estate grounds, the forest, everything within the gates." "And you'll just let us run?" "For 10 minutes, yes. We'll give you a head start. After that," he smiled, that terrible smile again, "the hunt begins. Fair warning, some of us are faster than others. Some can track by scent. Some have been doing this for centuries. You'll need to be clever." "This is insane," Victoria said. "You're all insane. I'm calling the police. She reached for her phone. It wasn't there. She patted her dress frantically. Where's my phone? Where the hell is my phone? We collected them when you arrived, Adrienne said. You didn't notice? You were so dazzled by the glamour, the attention. It's easy to take things from people who want to be impressed. I felt for my own phone. Gone. My keys too. Everything. You planned this. The pieces were falling into place. The bartending job, the invitation to Iris, Ramon's catering gig, Victoria's modeling opportunity. You researched us, picked us specifically. Of course. Vincent looked almost proud. I chose you because you're smart, Dalton. Quick thinking, resourceful. You always were. The others. He glanced at Iris and Victoria. They have their own qualities. Speed, creativity, desperation. It makes the hunt more interesting when the prey fights back. We're not prey, I said. We're people. You're both. He stepped closer. And I'm truly sorry it came to this. I did miss you, you know. Our friendship was real. But I am what I am now, and I'm hungry. The way he said that last word made my skin crawl. A bell chimed. Deep, resonant. Once, twice, 3 times. That's your signal, Vincent said. The doors are open. Your 10 minutes start now. I suggest you run. For a heartbeat, nobody moved. Then Iris scrambled to her feet. We need to go. Now! She was right. I grabbed her arm, reached for Victoria. Come on! Victoria was frozen, still staring at her empty hands where her phone should be. Victoria! I shook her. Move! She blinked, focused, nodded. We ran. The vampires watched us go, smiling, making no move to follow. Not yet. The entry hall looked different now. The portraits seemed to leer. The candles cast shadows that moved wrong. We hit the front doors and they opened easily, swinging wide to reveal the night beyond. Cold air hit my face. I could smell pine and damp earth and something else. Freedom, maybe. Or death. Which way? Iris gasped. I tried to remember the drive in. The driveway leads to the main road. 2 miles, maybe 3. But they'll expect that. They'll catch us on the open road. The forest? Victoria suggested. Dense, easy to get lost, but harder for them to track. I stopped. No. They said some can track by scent. The forest won't help. Then what? Iris demanded. We can't just stand here. Think. I'd seen the grounds on the way in. The fountains, the hedges, the gardens, I said. On the east side. There were hedges, high ones. A maze, maybe. If we can navigate through, there might be a perimeter gate. Estates like this usually have service entrances. Usually? Victoria's voice cracked. It's better than running blind. I started moving, keeping to the shadows. And stay off the gravel. Too loud. Grass only. We moved as quietly as 3 terrified people could. The mansion loomed behind us, all its windows now blazing with light. I could hear music starting up again. Laughter. They were celebrating. The hunt hadn't even begun, and they were already celebrating. We reached the edge of the formal gardens. The hedges were tall, 10 feet at least, sculpted into walls of green. In the moonlight, they looked black. Stay together, I whispered. If we get separated, don't say it, Iris cut me off. We're not getting separated. We entered the maze. Inside, it was darker. The hedges blocked the moonlight. I ran my hand along the left wall, trying to keep oriented. The ground was soft earth, muffling our footsteps. Behind us, a bell chimed again. 10 minutes were up. The hunt had begun. Move faster, I urged. We turned left, then right, then left again. The maze twisted, doubled back on itself. I tried to maintain a mental map, but it was useless. Every turn looked the same. I think we're going in circles, Victoria panted. We're not. I hoped I was right. A sound stopped us cold. Laughter. Close. Too close. Oh, this is delightful. A woman's voice. Not Adrienne, someone else. I can smell them. Fear has such a distinct aroma. Where are they? A man's voice, bored almost. This way, I think. No, wait. The scent splits. Clever little things. Footsteps, multiple sets. Moving through the maze with confident ease. Iris grabbed my arm, pointed. There was a gap in the hedge, narrow, barely wide enough to squeeze through. I nodded. We pushed through branches scraping our arms and faces, came out in a different section of the maze, smaller, more enclosed. Victoria stumbled. Her heel caught on a root and she went down hard. Damn it! She grabbed her ankle. It's twisted. I can't. You have to. Iris pulled her up, supporting her weight. Come on. We limped forward, slower now, too slow. More voices. Ahead this time, behind, on all sides. They were hurting us. This isn't working, I said. The maze is a trap. They know it better than we do. Then what? Iris's eyes were wild in the darkness. I looked around. The hedges, 10 feet tall, but not impossible to climb. Up, I said. We go up. Are you serious? You have a better idea? I didn't wait for an answer. Found the thickest part of the hedge, where branches interlaced. Started climbing. The wood was old, sturdy. It held my weight. Iris pushed Victoria up behind me, then followed. We broke through the top of the hedge onto a relatively flat surface of densely packed branches. From here, I could see the layout. The maze stretched in geometric patterns, but beyond it, maybe 200 yards, I saw a wall, stone, 8 feet high, 8 feet. And in that wall, a gate, service entrance. There, I pointed. That's our exit. 200 yards, Iris said. That's nothing. We can make that. Across open ground, in full view. Better than being hunted in the dark. She was right. We crawled across the top of the hedge, moving as carefully as we could. Branches creaked under our weight. Victoria bit her lip against the pain in her ankle, but she kept moving. Below us, voices continued. The vampires were still searching the maze, unaware we'd climbed above it. We reached the edge. The hedge ended, and beyond it was manicured lawn stretching to that stone wall. On 3, I whispered. We run. Don't stop for anything. 1, Iris counted. 2, Victoria added, tears on her cheeks. 3. We dropped from the hedge and ran. My legs burned. My lungs screamed. But I ran harder than I'd ever run in my life. 50 yards, a shout behind us. They'd seen us. 100 yards. Footsteps, fast, impossibly fast. Getting closer, 150 yards. The gate was right there. Heavy wood, iron bars, a lock. The lock was modern, electronic. No, Victoria sobbed. No, no, no. I grabbed the bars, shook them, solid, unmoving. A figure appeared beside us. Vincent. He wasn't even breathing hard. Good effort, he said. Really. That bit with the hedge was inspired. I almost didn't see it. Other vampires were arriving, surrounding us. Adrienne, the man in gray, a dozen others, all of them smiling. Please, Iris said. Please, we tried. We played your game. Just let us go. The game isn't over, Vincent said gently. Dawn is still hours away. You haven't reached the road. You haven't escaped. This is rigged, I shouted. The gate is locked. The maze was a trap. You never intended to let us go. We intended to give you a chance, and we did. You simply didn't take the right path. He gestured back toward the mansion. There are other ways out, other options. You just have to find them. Be clever, be creative. Or, Adrienne added, you could stop running. Accept the inevitable. Make this easy on yourselves. Victoria collapsed. I can't run anymore. The man in gray crouched beside her. Then perhaps you'd like to hear about our offer, the one Vincent mentioned. Join us, become immortal. All this fear, all this pain, it goes away. Forever. Don't listen, I said. Victoria, don't. What's the alternative? She looked up at me with hollow eyes. Keep running until they catch me anyway? Die terrified in the dark? You fight, I said. You survive. For what? To go back to my life? My debt? My pointless existence? She laughed bitterly. At least this way I'd have power. I'd matter. Victoria, I accept, she said to the man in gray. I'll join you. He smiled, extended his hand. Excellent choice. No! Iris lunged forward. Too late. The man in gray pulled Victoria to her feet, turned her to face us. Watch closely. This is what awaits you, all of you, one way or another. He tilted Victoria's head to the side, exposing her neck. And he bit. Victoria screamed. Then the scream became something else. A moan. Her eyes rolled back. Her body went rigid, then limp in his arms. I couldn't look away. Couldn't move. He drank for what felt like forever. When he finally pulled back, his mouth was stained red. Victoria slumped against him, pale as death. She's not dead, he said, reading our expressions. Just changed. In 3 days. She'll wake up as one of us, hungry, powerful, free. She's not free, Iris said quietly. She's enslaved. Semantics. Adrian waved a hand. Now what about you two? Still want to run? Or would you prefer the easy path? I looked at Iris, saw the same determination in her eyes that I felt. We run, I said. Pity. Vincent sighed. I really did hope you'd choose differently, Dalton. But I respect your decision. You always were stubborn. He stepped aside, creating a gap in the circle of vampires. Go ahead, run. The game continues. Why? I asked. Why are you letting us go? Because the hunt is more satisfying when the prey has hope. His smile was sad. And because part of me, a small part, what's left of who I used to be, wants you to escape, wants you to prove me wrong about humanity's fragility. So run, old friend. Run fast. Run smart. Prove you're more than just food. Iris grabbed my hand. Come on. We ran, left Victoria behind with the monsters, left the gate and the maze and sprinted back toward the mansion. Because Vincent was right. There had to be another way out. We just had to find it. The vampires didn't follow. Not immediately. They were giving us another head start, another cruel gift of hope. We circled the mansion, staying in the shadows. My mind raced through options. The front gates would be locked. The perimeter wall was too high. The forest was trackable. What were we missing? Then I saw it. A delivery entrance, service door, ground level. The kind of thing mansions have for caterers and staff. There, I pointed. We ran for it. The door was locked, but it was old. Wood and brass, not electronic. I looked around, found a decorative stone from the garden. Heavy enough. Stand back. I swung, hit the lock mechanism. Once, twice, 3 times. The wood splintered. The lock gave. We were in. A narrow hallway, dim lighting. This was the servants' area. Plain, functional. The bones of the house without the glamorous facade. Where does this lead? Iris whispered. I don't know, but it's inside. They won't expect that. We moved quickly through the corridor, past a kitchen, industrial-sized, pristine, clearly unused, past storage rooms, a laundry, everything covered in dust. Then we found stairs, going down. The wine cellar, I remembered. Vincent mentioned it had tunnels. Old estates sometimes have underground passages, escape routes from when these places were built. Or coffins, Iris said darkly. Isn't that where vampires sleep? Do you have a better idea? She didn't. We descended. The stairs went deeper than they should. Stone walls, temperature dropping. The air smelled of earth and age and something else, that metallic smell. Blood. At the bottom, a corridor stretched into darkness. Doors on either side. And at the far end, a larger door. Heavy wood with iron bands. We approached carefully. I tried the handle. It opened. Beyond was a chamber, large, circular, and filled with coffins, at least 20 of them. Ornate wooden coffins with brass fixtures, arranged in a circle around a central altar. Oh God, Iris breathed. This is where they sleep. During the day, my mind was racing. When they're vulnerable. Are you thinking what I think you're thinking? I was. It was insane. Suicidal. But we had hours until dawn. Hours of being hunted, or... We hide here, I said. Right under their noses. They'll search the grounds, the forest, everywhere outside. They won't think to check their own sleeping chamber. And when dawn comes, when they have to return here to sleep, we slip out while they're unconscious. Exactly. That's... Iris laughed, slightly hysterical. That's either brilliant or the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Probably both. Footsteps echoed from above. Distant, multiple sets. They'd entered the mansion. We need to decide now, I said. Iris looked at the coffins, looked at me. Where do we hide? I scanned the room. The coffins were occupied, presumably, which meant we couldn't hide in them. But there, in the far corner, behind the altar, was a space, a niche in the stone wall. Narrow, deep, dark. There. We squeezed into the niche. It was tight. Cold stone pressed against my back. Iris was practically on top of me, both of us barely fitting. From here we could see the entire chamber but remained hidden in shadow. And we waited. Time moves differently when you're hiding in the dark, waiting to die. Every sound became amplified. The drip of water somewhere in the distance. Iris's breathing, quick and shallow against my chest. My own heartbeat, so loud I was certain they'd hear it from upstairs. We'd been in the niche for maybe 20 minutes when the first vampire entered the chamber. I felt Iris tense against me, held my breath. Footsteps. Measured. Casual. Someone was walking around the coffins, inspecting them. They're not in the forest, a male voice said. Checked every tree within half a mile. Not in the maze either. Female. Young sounding. Though I did find Victoria's shoe. The heel was broken. She made her choice. The other two are still out there somewhere. Vincent wants them found before dawn. He's taking this personally. He always does with the smart ones. Hates when they outwit him. The footsteps moved closer to our hiding spot. I pressed harder against the stone, willing myself to disappear into the wall. You think they made it to the road? Impossible. The gates haven't been breached. They're still on the ground somewhere. Probably huddled in some shed, thinking they're clever. Laughter. Then the footsteps retreated. The door closed. We stayed frozen for another full minute. That was too close, Iris whispered, barely audible. They're still looking outside. It's working. For now. She was right. This only worked until dawn forced them back here. And then what? We'd be trapped in a room with 20 vampires. Even if they were unconscious, even if we could slip past them. One problem at a time. The next hour crawled by. We heard them come and go 3 more times. Each time my heart hammered so hard I thought it would give us away. Each time they checked the chamber briefly and left. They were getting frustrated. I could hear it in their voices. The hunt wasn't going as planned. Their prey had vanished. Iris shifted slightly, trying to relieve cramped muscles. Dalton, she breathed, so quiet I almost didn't hear. If we don't make it, don't. I need to say it. If we don't make it, thank you for trying, for not giving up. We're going to make it. You don't know that. She was right. I didn't. But hope was all we had left. My daughter, Iris continued. She's 7, lives with her father in Seattle. I haven't seen her in 6 months because I've been chasing this dream, trying to make it as a singer, putting my career ahead of her. You'll see her again, I said. Will I? Her voice cracked. Even if we escape, what do I tell her? That her mother almost got eaten by vampires? That she watched someone die? That she hid in the dark like a coward? You're not a coward. You're surviving. Surviving isn't the same as living. I didn't have an answer for that. More footsteps above. Multiple sets now. Angry voices. Someone was shouting. Searched everywhere. They couldn't just disappear. Maybe they did escape. Maybe we missed something. Impossible. Vincent checked the gates himself. Every lock secure. Every wall intact. Then where are they? A pause. Then Vincent's voice, controlled but with an edge of frustration I'd never heard from him before. Find them. I don't care if you have to tear this estate apart stone by stone. Find them before dawn. The footsteps scattered, doors slamming, more shouting. They were panicking. Good. Around 4 a.m., I'd been counting the minutes obsessively. The activity above intensified. They were returning to the mansion. All of them. I could hear the ballroom filling up again. Music starting. But it sounded different now, agitated, discordant. Something's changed, Iris whispered. Dawn's in 2 hours, maybe less. They'll come here soon, when the sun gets close. I know. What do we do? I'd been thinking about that. Playing through scenarios. None of them were good. When they come, they'll be focused on getting to their coffins. They'll be rushing, vulnerable. You want to fight them? Are you insane? Not fight, run. While they're distracted getting to safety, we run. To where? The tunnels. I saw other doors down here. One of them has to lead outside. Has to. And if it doesn't, then we tried. She was quiet for a moment. Then, okay. When they come, we run. 5 a.m. The ballroom had gone quiet. That was almost worse than the noise. The silence felt expectant, waiting. Then footsteps, many of them, coming down the stairs. This is it, I breathed. The door opened. Vampires flooded into the chamber. 10, 15, 20, all of them moving with sudden urgency. The casual predators from before were gone. These were creatures racing against time. They went straight to their coffins, opening them, climbing inside. Some were already settling in, pulling the lids closed. Others were still entering. Vincent was one of the last. He stood at the center of the chamber, turning slowly, scanning. I know you're here, he said quietly. I can feel you, watching. My blood turned to ice. You were clever, Dalton. More clever than I gave you credit for. Hiding in plain sight, in our very sanctuary. He smiled, but it was tired now, strained. But dawn is coming, and we're out of time, both of us. He looked right at our hiding spot. You have a choice. Come out now. Let me turn you. You'll wake up tomorrow with power beyond imagination, or stay hidden. Take your chances. Maybe you escape, maybe you don't. But know this, I'm offering you one last opportunity to join me, to be more than human, to be eternal. Silence. He waited. No? He sighed. Then I hope you make it, old friend. I genuinely do. Because if we meet again, I won't show mercy. He walked to his coffin, climbed in. The lid closed. One by one, all the lids sealed. The chamber fell silent. We waited, counting, 60 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Are they really asleep? Iris whispered. I don't know. Only one way to find out. She was right. I eased out of the niche first. Every muscle screamed in protest after hours of being compressed. I stood slowly, listening. Nothing. Just silence and the distant drip of water. Iris emerged behind me. We stood there, surrounded by coffins, hardly believing we'd survived the night. Come on, I said, before they wake up. We moved quickly but quietly toward the door we'd entered through, but I hesitated, looked back at the chamber, at Vincent's coffin. What are you doing? Iris hissed. Making sure. I approached Vincent's coffin, ran my hand along the edge. There was a latch. Simple, mechanical. I could open it. Dalton, no, we need to go. What if he chases us? What if they all do after sunset? We'd never be safe. You want to... She stopped, understanding. You want to kill him. He's unconscious, vulnerable. This might be our only chance. And how exactly do you kill a vampire? Stake through the heart? We don't have a stake. She was right, but there were other ways. I looked around the chamber, saw candles in iron sconces, heavy iron. Fire, I said. Vampires burn. Everyone knows that. That's folklore. So were vampires until tonight. I grabbed one of the iron sconces. It was heavy, solid, good weapon if needed. But more importantly, the candle was still burning. Iris grabbed my arm. If you're wrong, if he wakes up, if any of them wake up, then we're dead anyway. I approached Vincent's coffin again, placed my hand on the latch. Part of me, a large part, didn't want to do this. This was Vincent, my friend, my brother from another life. But he'd also brought me here to die, had hunted me, had offered me a choice between death and becoming a monster. He'd made his choice. Now I'd make mine. I opened the latch. The lid lifted. Vincent lay inside, perfectly still. Eyes closed, hands folded on his chest. He looked peaceful, almost human, almost like the friend I remembered. I raised the iron sconce with its burning candle. His eyes opened. I knew you'd try, he said calmly. Then his hand shot out, grabbed my wrist. His grip was iron, unbreakable. You're awake, I gasped. I never went to sleep. He sat up slowly. Did you really think I wouldn't anticipate this? I know you, Dalton. I know how you think. You're tactical. You're logical. Of course you'd wait for us to be vulnerable. He pulled me closer, his face inches from mine. The others are asleep, but I stayed awake, waiting, watching, hoping you'd prove me right about human nature. His smile was sad. You're survivors. It's what I always admired about you. Let me go. I can't. You understand that, don't you? You tried to kill me. I can't just let you walk away. Iris screamed, not in fear, in rage. She rushed forward, something in her hand, a piece of wood broken from one of the old shelves, improvised stake. She drove it toward Vincent's chest. He moved impossibly fast, caught her wrist with his free hand, held both of us now. Brave, he said, but futile. The door burst open. Adrian stood there, along with 5 other vampires, wide awake, alert. We heard voices, Adrian said. Thought you might need assistance. I have it under control, Vincent said. But I saw something in his face. Disappointment, maybe. Or respect. What do you want to do with them? Adrian asked. Vincent looked at me, looked at Iris, was quiet for a long moment. Let them go. Everyone froze. What? Adrian's voice was sharp. Vincent, you can't be serious. I am. They've earned it. They outwitted us. Lasted until dawn. By our own rules, they've won the hunt. The rules state that if they survive until dawn and escape the grounds, they go free. The sun is up. Barely, but it's up, and they're still breathing. I consider that victory. But they tried to kill you, and I would have done the same in their position. He released our wrists, stepped back. Go. Take the tunnel behind the red door. It leads to the old groundskeeper's cottage outside the gates. Your car keys are on the table there. Your phones, too. Why? I asked. Why let us go? Because I want to believe there's still some honor in what we do. Some rules that matter. And because, he smiled, that familiar smile from college. You're my friend, and I'm not quite monster enough to kill you. Not yet. Vincent, go, before I change my mind, before the others wake up and outvote me. Iris grabbed my arm. Come on, don't argue with the vampire. We ran, found the red door. It was heavy, rusted, but it opened. Beyond was a tunnel, stone walls, dim emergency lighting that barely worked. We ran through it, not looking back. The tunnel sloped upward, went on for what felt like miles, but was probably only a few hundred yards. Then we saw light, real light, daylight. We burst out into a small cottage. abandoned, covered in dust. But there, on a wooden table, were our belongings: keys, phones, wallets, everything. The front door was unlocked. We stepped outside into the most beautiful morning I'd ever seen. Gray sky, light rain, normal Oregon weather, but it felt like paradise. My Honda was parked there, right outside the cottage. We got in. I started the engine, drove, away from the cottage, away from the mansion, down the dirt roads, onto gravel, onto pavement, back toward civilization. Neither of us spoke for the first 20 minutes. Then Iris said, "Did that really happen?" "Yes." "We almost died." "Yes." "Victoria." "I know." Silence again. We reached the highway. I turned toward Portland. Normal traffic, normal people in normal cars going to normal jobs. The world had continued while we'd been in hell. "What do we do now?" Iris asked. "Police? Tell someone?" "And say what? That we were hunted by vampires. They'd lock us up. So go back to our lives? Pretend this never happened?" I thought about that. About Vincent's final gift, letting us live. About the price of that gift, silence. "We survive," I said. "We go home. We hug the people we love. We live." "That's it?" "That's everything." 3 weeks later, an envelope arrived at my apartment. Thick paper. Expensive. No return address. Inside was a cashier's check for $5,000, and a note in handwriting I recognized. "You were always the best bartender I knew. Consider this payment for services rendered. And Dalton, don't come back. Not ever. Next time I won't be able to stop myself. V." I stared at the note for a long time. Then I deposited the check, paid off my mother's medical bills, sent some money to Iris for her daughter. And I tried to go back to normal. But some nights, I wake up at 3 a.m. in a cold sweat, remembering the candlelight, the smell of blood, the way Vincent's eyes looked when he opened that coffin. Some nights, I wonder if he regrets letting us go. Some nights, I wonder if I should have driven that stake through his heart when I had the chance. Because I know, deep down I know, that this isn't over. Vincent is still out there, still hunting, still gathering people for his parties, and somewhere in Seattle. Victoria's waking up hungry. The hunt never really ends. We're all just prey waiting for our turn.